I'm here with Jennifer Patricio,
Yeah.
owner of Patricio and Co. General Contracting.
Yes.
What else do y'all do other than the contracting?
So right now, we do all remodeling, and then right now we're flipping houses. Hopefully, getting into new builds by the end of the year.
When did y'all get started, and how did y'all get started?
Ooh. So we started in 2021. We didn't register a company.
That's a crazy time. That was like what, coming out of COVID?
Yeah.
You're still in COVID?
No, it was still COVID. Yeah, we're in East Texas. Eric was thinking that we should do roofing, and I was thinking that we could do lawn care and landscaping. And we're like, how do we build the company where we do like both or all or whatever jobs we get? And we're like, oh, we should do just like general construction.
What were y'all doing before that?
Eric was doing roofing, and I was doing lawn care and landscaping. Yeah, I had my own company that I started from scratch. And then when I got married, I sold it off so that way I could move to East Texas to be with Eric. And then Eric was doing roofing, but for working for someone. Yeah. So we were trying to venture out into our own work. And then that's when Patricio and Co was born. And in the midst of COVID, when people were not starting businesses or they weren't taking off, really.
Yeah, everything was like closing down. People were losing businesses. Yeah. And now we're starting one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're faithful that good things were going to happen. We registered our company in April 2021, but nothing really happened until we moved here in July.
Now, when y'all registered, was it Patricio and Co. when y'all first registered?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have drawings of like my nephew that he did Patricio and plus Co. He like his little 5-year-old drawing.
Now, what y'all do at LLC, like sole proprietor?
No, we did doing business as. We registered it like at the local municipal court, as a DBA first, and then because we didn't know if it was going to take off or not, we didn't want to go through all of that, the paperwork, so we just started off as a DBA, and then years later, I think 2023. Yeah, 2023 is when we registered as an LLC.
Yeah, now I've seen it listed out as a partnership with y'all too.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that, but yes, it's a partnership. Like wherever they ask, it's a partnership. I think on the DBA we put partnership, and then I think for the LLC they said like, since y'all are married, like you and your partner, it's just an LLC or something like that. I think that's how it went. Mm-hmm.
So did y'all started it before y'all got married?
No, we started it after.
Dang.
But yeah, the DBA, I think I remember that's where we put partnership, and then later on, when we registered, we wanted to do file LLC with the state. That's when the accountant person told me that like it was just going to be an LLC.
Now, why did y'all choose to transition from a DBA to an LLC?
Because we were thinking like government contracts. We were just thinking bigger projects and bigger money. So we wanted it to make it legit. And I know like a DBA is like not frowned upon, but it just looks a little less professional. So we just wanted to do.
Yeah. In my opinion, DBAs are risky because you and your company, a lot of people don't know, y'all are pretty much taking 100% ownership and everything. So if someone was to ever come after you having a DBA, not only can they take your house and your company, I mean, you lose it pretty much everything.
That's right. Yep.
Where the LLC, you got a little bit more protection.
That's right. Yep.
Have y'all thought about going even bigger into like a S Corp or C Corp?
Yeah. We're looking at last year's numbers and the year before that, and we're thinking of something like that. S Corp, yeah.
Now I was gonna ask you, what type of numbers are y'all or actually 2024 is over. What number did y'all pull in 2024 that was just profit?
Profit? I don't know the profit yet, but I do know it was like between 600 and 700,000.
Dang.
Yeah.
Now I met y'all through Company A. I work at Company A. Y'all do work for Company A. How did y'all? Was that like the first company y'all got on with?
Yeah. So it was recommended by a friend, Company A, and we hopped on because we heard there was lots of money there. Unfortunately, by the time we got in, there wasn't like lots of money like there was before because it was 2021, right? Yeah. They weren't investing as much. They were still like holding back like a lot of investments because they didn't know what the market was going to be like in the future. So that's when we started off. But it's been continuous money throughout the years, and it just gets better every year. I think they promised that that we're going to start off slow and like eventually like move up, and it has been like that. Yeah.
So what year did y'all get on with Company A?
2021. Yeah, which was July, August. We started off with like contractors, like doing like jobs as subs, and then while we were getting onboarded with Company A, which took months.
Yeah. Now, is there other companies outside of Company A y'all do work for? And how did y'all get on with them?
Yeah, Company B. So I reached out via Instagram, and this was just so quick. But
now, for the record, Company A is a large home rental company. They own a bunch of houses and rent them out.
Yeah.
So was Company B the same?
Yeah, kind of. I thought so. So I was just on Instagram, which is like my source for everything, for like research and networking and all of the things. So I looked through Instagram for like companies similar to Company A, and I thought this was a big company that I was reaching out to. Turns out that when I reached out, it was like 20 people, 20 employees. So it was one of the much, much smaller companies. And they were like, yeah, like, let's get you onboarded, but like, it'll be one job every once in a while, because like, we're not as big as like Company A. Because I told them straight up, like, we're working with Company A, if that is useful for anything. And Company B onboarded us, and it was like slowly but surely, like they had a bigger budget than Company A because they were a smaller company. And with that company, we also started with smaller, and then like it just started getting bigger. Yeah. And then more jobs and bigger budget. Mm-hmm.
And then anybody else other than Company B?
We do our own flips. We just started with that last year.
Now, are y'all buying houses that are for sale or foreclosed?
So we don't I don't know. I haven't gotten too much into like the foreclosure stuff. I think I need to do like more research and dedicate more time, and I don't have the time right now. So we're just getting houses that are like on the market on the MLS.
As is, needs a bunch of work.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all putting all y'all's funds into that yourself, or are you getting investors?
No, we're doing hard money.
Hard money. Can you explain that?
Oh, I love hard money. Hard money is my favorite thing right now. I know that like a lot of people won't take the risk because that comes with like a different type of stress. Because hard money, you get the money for the house and for the rehab, like a down payment. It's less tedious than like a mortgage payment or something like that. Like, it has nothing to do with
now, is hard money your money, or like what is
it's like money? A company, like an investment company. They literally lend you money for just that. Like, now, they're not.
What do you have to do to get that money?
You have to show like record of like jobs that you have done before. Our first hard money loan was really hard to get because we didn't have experience with like flips. We had to get a cosigner with that specific lender. And it was very hard, very, very tedious, and we had to put up a lot of money up front. So the down payment was 20%, which was like kind of like a hit, but we understood, and they lent us the money for 6 months. I mean, I think there's like extensions after that, but you're supposed to pay up the money after 6 months. So you already kind of have to have like a rehab plan. To where you purchase a property, rehab the property like as fast as you can, and then sell the property, because you have to do all that within 6 months. Because at the 6 month mark, there's penalties now to do extensions and stuff.
To get that hard money, did you have to like show them the house and show them like an estimate on rehab and estimate on what it would sell for?
Yeah, I provided like the property. They look at the listing like on Zillow, Redfin, or whatever. Or the MLS, I don't know what they look at it through, but I send them like the address, they see the photos, and then I provide a rehab budget. Well, I send them numbers first. I send them like purchase property, we're going to submit an offer for like this amount, because listing price isn't usually what we pay. We're going to submit an offer for this much, and then rehab would be this much. Can you send me a term sheet? They send you the term sheet, and if you're okay with those numbers, which tells you like what your monthly payment's going to be, because it's like interest payment monthly payments that you have to do every month. And like origination fees, I think they're called. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's what they're called. Or points. And then that's like the loan amount, like a certain percentage that you're going to have to pay them. If you look at all those terms and you agree and you go ahead and you submit an offer, they send you a pre-approval letter. Like any bank, like I think whenever you get a mortgage, you get a pre-approval letter. And you submit that with your offer. They accept your offer, and then they come back and tell you, oh, like your offer has been accepted, and then you move on to process that loan. But it's much quicker. It's like, it's hard money, so it's cash. So you can close within like 2 weeks or a week. Yeah.
And how fast the first flip? How fast were y'all able to rehab it and then sell it?
Yeah. Oh, so the rehab, we planned for like a month and a half. And I think it took us 2 months because we ran out of money. And it was stuck there for like a week. We started like budgeting certain things. Like I think the flooring, like we bought the material and then we ended up asking like, hey, can you all reimburse us for the material money? So that way we could go ahead and like complete the labor part of the flooring installation. So we learned little tricks and things like that to complete the funding for the job. Because with hard money, you get draws. You get draws for like material and labor. With that budget rehab sheet that you turned in at the beginning, you use that for your draws. So like, oh, we finished plumbing this week, we finished roofing this week, and then they'll send you that money. They'll pay you for that money, for that amount that you put on your rehab sheet. And that's why we say that they pay for the rehab. But yeah, we ran out of money, so we did 1 month. Like 1 month and a half, we were good, I think, or 1 month we were good, and then we were kind of stuck. We were kind of stuck there. But we finished the project, and then we put it up on the market, and then 3 weeks later, we got an offer. Thank God, yeah.
What was the profit like on that?
That was our first hard money project. So that one, I don't think there was any profit. I think that was like maybe like $10,000 profit. Yeah.
So there were some lessons learned, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What did you learn in that first process?
One, that lender was pretty expensive, but I didn't know that because I hadn't reached out to like enough lenders, and I hadn't found that one was the best one out of all the lenders that I found. But I think that it was very expensive. I think that the numbers that I was doing were good. If the hard money loan would have been a little bit better, their terms would have been a little bit better. So I learned my lesson. That was it, because numbers, like based on the rehab and all of that, they were good. So and like the timeline was good, labor was good, everything was good, but I think the terms were like a little tough. But they were tough because it was my first flip. So I completely understand that's how business works. So we got a different bank.
Did y'all get into a second one after that?
Mm-hmm. So the first one we did it with our own money. The second one we did it with hard money, and then right now we're working on our third one. But we're getting under contract now, like today. Yeah.
Now, did you have any profit on, I guess, the first one?
Yeah, the first one was good. Yeah. So we ended up, because it was like I don't know what it was, but it was really hard to sell that house. Oh, I know why. It's in South Dallas, and that's why. So it was a little bit harder to sell. It was a new build, but it was from 2021, and we're trying to sell in 2023. I think 2024. So we updated it, and that was our first flip, but it was with our own money because we purchased that house. I purchased that house for me.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we need money. We want to flip houses. Where do we get this money from? And I was like, oh shit, we're sitting on the money. Because during COVID, when the houses increased like price, equity kicked in, and it was a lot of equity. And I was like, this is the first one we're going to flip. So we completely renovated it, and then we sold that one. But that one, we sold it owner to owner financing. And that left us, they gave us a down payment, and then they're paying us off every month. But the interest that is going to get paid from that loan is a bunch of money. So we made more profit that way, and we were able to afford that, like to keep the house and still like keep our plan going of flipping other houses.
Now, what happens in an instance? Because I mean, I don't know this. I don't know if anybody else knows this. What happens on a owner to owner financing if they decide not to pay?
Well, there's
Is it
procedures that you have to go through. Like you have to kick them out legally.
so? It's like an eviction.
Yeah. Like an eviction, you have to kick them out. There's a contract in place that states certain terms, and because you do it as an owner, you can put any term you like. So, like, I put like 2 months without pay, and then I'll take the house back. I'll start the eviction process. I know I don't know them personally, but I told them like, hey, I just need you to communicate with me. If you like pay every month for like 3 or 4 years straight, and then you like even give me more money than like the regular monthly payment, and then you're struggling for 2 months because they're a contractor, they're a flooring contractor. I told them, just let me know, because if not, I am going to go ahead and follow through with if you don't communicate with me, tell me you're struggling and that like we need to come up with a plan, I'm going to take ownership about it. And they agreed.
I got you. I've never thought about owner to owner before.
There's money there. Because like, have you ever heard that like people make money, like how much money the mortgage company or whatever makes off of your mortgage because of the interest?
Interest rates is high.
Yeah.
I get letters in the mail for like credit cards all the time, like little promotion things. It's like 29.99% interest. I'm like,
what? Crazy.
Like, yeah. I'm not trying to have all that.
Yeah.
But I guess you could, man. What is the interest rate? I
think I gave them a 9. Yeah, but I think that's average. So there's like an average for, I mean, you can't rip people off, but like you're not supposed to, don't do that. But like there's an average of like what the current mortgage rate is, and then what you can actually do owner to owner, which 9 I think was a regular.
And that's a month?
Yeah. No, I don't know. What do you mean a month?
Like monthly payments have 9% interest?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a better return.
It is.
Like I'm running numbers in my head. That's a good return.
Yeah, it is.
That is a lot of money. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't know what you, but like no, I'm gonna say like have $1 million off of that house in South Dallas. I'll take it. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Now the third one, that's all y'all's money? No lenders, no nothing?
Nope, that's hard money. That's hard money, but it's a better company than the first one. Yeah.
And what are the numbers looking like there?
So
are y'all allowed to go and look at these houses?
Yeah. Because they're on the MLS. That's why I'm telling you, like foreclosures and wholesalers and what else? Off market, like all of that. I don't know. With the MLS, I can just walk in anytime with my realtor. Somebody helps me with that.
Yeah.
I can just walk in anytime. And however many times I want to look at the house. Because it's on the MLS, like it's public.
So you can pretty much pull some face plates off, look, see if there's copper or aluminum wiring if it's an older house.
Yeah.
Look in the attic for any roof leaks, damage. Man.
Yeah, we walk in the house and I mean, Eric, I don't know anything. I don't know. I just, that looks kind of shady. And then he actually inspects and makes sure, like, sees what's wrong and, like, will give me a price of, like, what it costs to rehab that. Yeah. But we walk in there, prepare to, like, see damage.
So, Eric, your husband,
yeah,
he knows the construction side and you know the number side, I guess?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how we partner.
That's a good partnership.
Yeah.
Now, what is the profit projected on that property?
I think hopefully 100K.
Now, hard money coming from the lenders. What is the interest like on this one?
Hard money, very high interest, so like 12%.
Now, have you ever thought about going to like these little 10X meetings, summit meetings? Man, I was looking at the tickets for like a Grant Cardone one.
Mm-hmm.
VIP front row, 30K.
Yeah. No.
Not on front row, 15K. Just to get in the door, I think it was like 7,500.
Yeah.
But you can meet people there.
Yeah.
That have that money. And just be like, boom. I see the numbers, give you the bread, and then you just pay them back with like 3%, 15% interest, whatever it is.
Yep.
You ever thought about doing that? Or you don't want to gamble that much money on it and it not pay off?
People's money. That one's a hard one to do. I don't like messing with people's money because people I know you. Like, I don't know if I want to owe you this big amount. But when it's a corporation, I don't mind. I'll pay them off. Like, whatever. I don't mind them. I don't mind owing them. But like people, I don't know.
Now from 2021, now we're here in 2025. What have you learned, I guess, from start till now? Like, what were your numbers like in 2021 when y'all started?
I think, well, 2021, I think we started like really working, getting checks, like getting paid for our work, like September, October, November, December, 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah. And we made, I think, like 50,000 profit. And we were like amazed because it was only 4 months and we had already made one salary off of that. And we are like, yeah, we're going to keep this going.
So what did 2020 or 2022 look like? A full year?
2022, I think it was like 200,000. Yeah. Total. So, I remember profit.
So how did y'all get from 200,000 profit? Oh, man. What would you bring without profit, I guess? What was your total number then?
I don't know.
Because if you were looking at 6 to 7 this year,
yeah.
What was it in 2022, do you think?
Like profit?
Just total.
No, yeah, I think it was like 200 total.
Total?
Yeah.
So how did y'all get from there to where y'all are at now? Like, what did you learn along the way, I guess is what I'm saying. Because I know company A, they're paying a lot less than whenever I started. And I started 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I think this year it's going to look different. I think 2024 was also going to look different. I think company B influenced a lot on our numbers, just because. And then, okay, so like company B and company A started like decreasing like what they were paying, but company B has always like had like good pay, and they were like slowly increasing like the amount of work that we're getting. So company A has been consistent all of these years, but company B has always had that good pay, and I think that's what it
kind of balances out.
Yeah, but I think we're getting a lot of work from both of them. And then like I think company A helps us a lot in like just delivering, like quickly paying. They pay within 2 weeks or whatever, and we can fund other projects that we have going on. That has helped us out a lot.
Now that's something I don't hear about company A. Some people say like they got 6 months still owed to them worth of stuff.
I don't think so. We had an issue. We had an issue recently, I think last month, where they didn't pay us for a month. And we were like, it's not drowning, but it was like, this hurts. This hurts because we didn't get paid for a month. But that was it. But that was an issue, kind of like lack of communication on our behalf and on their behalf. And just kind of like there was missed communication. But it was kind of both of our faults. But it was fixed and quickly resolved. And like they paid immediately after it was resolved.
So how did y'all get into company A? Because you said somebody referred.
Yeah, well, like a friend. A friend was a subcontractor for a general contractor that did work, and then I was like, well, I think I can get in there myself. So we got like the license and like the insurance requirements and like all of that info. And then I think they were having like a meeting or like an in-person event or something like that for contractors. And we went to that event. We met one of the like corporate guys, and he was real cool. And they were just like, okay, we'll send y'all work eventually whenever y'all, because we're already approved like to work in the company, but it was a while before they like actually sent work. But that by ourselves, we did the application, like we filled out forms online and stuff, and just emailing people and like, hey, like we want work with y'all. And
staying persistent, I guess.
Yeah, persistence to get into these companies, because otherwise your email gets ignored.
So from the time that you applied and filled out all the paperwork, you got all the insurance, how long would you say it was before you get your first job?
I want to say like 2 months or a month. Yeah, like weeks, like maybe like 5-6 weeks. Yeah.
How often were you emailing?
Like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Yeah, it was pretty annoying.
And y'all didn't know anybody in the company.
We knew no one. I think in that meeting though, I think that corporate guy liked us. He is Hispanic. Thank God. He's Hispanic. I think he liked us and our energy, and I think he has like some type of influence there as into when we got jobs.
I'll ask you the name off record.
Yeah. We were just talking about it with Eric, and we were like, what's his name? And then we mentioned him. And I was like, oh yeah. It was probably him. We don't have any contacts or anything there. No. I didn't even put the name of the guy that actually like told me about it there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that came and went from the company, and a lot of the employees, a lot of the contractors, they all seem to know somebody on the inside. And so in your case, I mean, it just goes to show you don't have to know somebody.
No.
You can just apply and be persistent and try to meet somebody in person.
Yeah.
To get that work.
Oh, you know what? I actually went in person to the office because they weren't responding. Yeah. And I met the same guy that I met at that event. I saw him, and I think he liked our persistence. Yeah, he saw me again at the office, and I was like, y'all haven't responded to me, and it's me. And I think he knew who I was. I feel like they were ignoring it. We didn't have any contacts in there.
No. See, they got two different buildings. Both are in the same city. Is this the one that has like the vehicles parked outside, and you have that one glass door you got to buzz in, and then you walk in?
Yeah.
And there's a desk. Okay.
Yeah, it was that one. I think it was an older one. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got that one, and then they have a corporate office apparently.
Oh, I don't know about a corporate office.
Yeah.
I just pulled up. I just Googled them, and I'm gonna go in person, and I did. Yeah.
Now, what are y'all's plans? I guess for the future.
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna try to get out of company A and B and just get into flipping houses?
Yeah. To be honest, that is our goal. Just because the prices are just decreasing, workload is decreasing, and we already told people like we're willing to stay as long as work is consistent. We don't mind. Like we can still work with these budgets, but the work has to be like flowing. If it doesn't flow, then the goal is to get out eventually. And then now that we're doing flipping and new construction, it's just better money. And then we need to invest our energy into something that's giving. And unfortunately, this one isn't giving a lot.
No, not at all.
I don't
know how some of these contractors do it.
We're sitting in the house that they paid for.
Yeah. Now, what do y'all pay? Because y'all have employees. Because it used to be like we'd call you, you'd call Eric, you would tell Eric what to do, and then it's all like now there's somebody else that sends out emails and phone calls, and then like we call them and they let both of y'all know. Yeah. And then of course it's not just Eric at the house. You're not at the house is putting in work. Yeah. At least you're doing your work in the back behind the scenes. But how many employees do y'all have? And like, what do you pay them, and how do you pay them?
Yeah. So I think work slowed down. I think last year, I don't remember. At some point last year, it was like we had like 25 people, including subcontractors and employees. And then right now, it slowed down so much that we only have 2 employees, Eric, and then we had 3 office people, and that slowed down. So we only have 1 operations manager in the office. We have 3 out in the field, and then me doing other stuff. Yeah.
And so how do you pay the guys out in the field?
Cash.
Well, like no, you pay
cash. No.
Like what do you pay them? I guess do you pay them per job, per day, a percentage of the job itself, hourly? Like how do you do it? Because like the first guy I had on, he has his body shop, and he started paying his guys. He was paying them weekly, but he said that the work was slowing down. They weren't getting a bunch done. He switched to hourly, kind of the same thing, and so he transitioned to percentage of jobs completed. Oh. And so then work started cranking out. Guys started getting good money at that point, more than what they were making hourly or weekly, because they're working towards their paycheck.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, and I know some of the vendors, contractors that are with company A. Some of them pay like $250, $200 a day, depending on what that person's specialty is.
Mhm.
Whether it's just electrical and plumbing or they're just labor. They just do paint and drywall.
Yeah.
And then I know some that give a percentage of the overall scope when it's completed. So that was my question. Like,
Yeah.
how do you pay your guys?
Yeah. So we have, when we need them, we have subcontractors. When we don't, we have labor only, weekly pay. Luckily, we have Eric's brothers on board. So they say don't work with family, but this family is very different. And luckily, we're able to work with them. They, like, Eric's brother, one of them, can speak English and he can do the work. And he's already worked with us for 2 years. He already got the hang of like what company A expects. So we pay him like a nice salary. And then the other one is just labor because he only speaks Spanish. If he were to speak English, we would be able to pay him more. Yeah. He would have like a managing position or something. Yeah.
I got you.
And then the rest, if we need labor, only per day. Per day. Yeah.
And what is the per day range?
They're getting so expensive. But 180.
180?
Yeah.
Dang, that's the lowest I've heard. Like
Yeah.
I said, 200, 250 was like what the other people were paying.
Labor?
Labor.
Oh, wow. No, we do 180. We do buy lunch and we do get out early sometimes. And we have like a lot of, it's like a chill environment. So I think they'll take it.
Have you ever thought about percentages?
Yeah, we've tried. We've actually tried, but it just doesn't work out. People, I don't know. We've ran into like bad people. Yeah, we don't want to try that with our brothers, but we've tried with other people and it just doesn't work out for us. Not in this industry. It's because they don't know company A and like who they are and what they're paying. So people have this mentality of like, there's this much work, like they're making this much money. We need to be making this much money. And like, we're not making that much money.
No.
So that's what they're thinking. They're seeing these nice, beautiful houses and they're gonna make bank off of these houses and off of our work. And that's the mentality that we've had people come in with, and it just doesn't work out because they want to get paid way more than they should. No.
So y'all sub out work, which is surprising. Because there was another company I knew that subbed out work. And y'all just do it whenever y'all are real busy?
Yeah, and when there's trades in there that we don't know how to, like things that we don't know how to do and requires a special trade, we'll sub it out.
What type of stuff would that be?
Glass, window replacements. We don't do those. We pass it on to somebody. Any electrical or any like complicated things. Too complicated because
so y'all don't just sub out the whole scope.
No.
Just that one item.
Yeah. Okay. Because we've tried subbing out the entire scope and that's where the mentality came in and it didn't work out.
So y'all just sub out specific things that are out of y'all's field.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, because I know some people that will sub out an entire scope.
That's cool.
And I'm like, I don't understand how y'all make money on that. Yeah. Because these are big companies, some of them. And it's like, I see what the scope's paying. And if you are giving this company, let's say 60 to 70% of that scope, they are barely making anything off of it.
Yeah.
The company that subbed it out is making more profit. Money.
Yeah, we actually before we got onboarded ourselves, one of those contractors, remember I said that we tried doing with the contractors? One of the contractors was like, hey, we have like thousands of houses that like we can get work from. Like you just let us know how many houses you can do and we'll get you those. And I was like, what, why? And then I was like, okay, yeah, just send over the scope of work. And then we're already trying to get onboarded with like company A. So company A sent us like an example scope of work. And then whenever that contractor sent us like the first scope of work, I realized that it was the same format. And I was like, oh, that's why they have like 1,000 houses. But yeah, they were trying to pay us like per scope. And they were like, I don't know what
Yeah,
profit they were making. I have no idea because they were paying us fair money. Yeah. Now I don't know if it's possible now.
yeah.
I was trying to reach out to that guy just to like network, and he doesn't have that business anymore. So I'm like, maybe it wasn't doable anymore to sub out those scopes of work. Yeah.
Now, was that a company that worked with Company A?
Yes.
I'll ask you about them later.
Yeah. You probably know the guy.
Yeah,
he's such a good man. Yeah.
I'm friends with all the contractors.
I know, you're so cool. Yeah.
Well, my thing is, I try to be fair with everybody, and I think that everybody deserves a fair shake.
No.
And my thing, and like why I want to get out and kind of like do my own thing, is because I see how these big companies get lines blurred a lot of times.
No.
You know, they're like, oh, we're breaking it down and they can still make X amount of dollars. And it's like, no, not really. Like,
there's a very fine line between not making any profit and making a little bit of profit.
yeah. And I think with Company A, it's a little bit of profit.
Yeah.
From what you said with Company B, if they're paying consistent and going up in little bits,
yeah,
because we're going down a lot of bits.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that's what doesn't sit well with me. And I'm just like, I gotta find somewhere else to go.
Yeah. I think you can't just be okay with that. But I mean, it's the way it is. If it were consistent, we could still make it work. I mean, we got all our equipment and all of our machines. We know where to get the material at lower cost by now. So like we could make it work. Like I don't think that we could, if we would have started right now with them, I don't think we would have made it work. Like with our equipment and stuff, like buying equipment and like tools to do their jobs, like we would have never made it happen this year and last year.
So I guess you could say what y'all learned from the beginning till now is that you got to really know how to adapt.
Yes.
Because y'all went from, making good money to just like barely scraping by every scope. Yeah. Now, that's the hustle side. Let's get into the health side. You said that you and Eric are real big in health. What do y'all do?
Yeah, so we don't like work out a lot, but we do eat very healthily.
You don't gotta work out to be healthy. As long as you're moving. As long as you're moving.
We're always moving. Moving. Yeah, we're very active like during the day, but I don't think we've set like aside like a time to like work out or anything. I think he does like push-ups and like sit-ups and stuff. But that's it. Like we don't have the time set aside for gym, but we do eat very clean. Yeah.
Where y'all shop at?
So Whole Foods. Whole Foods are all our fruits and our veggies. I found a local place, but I haven't gone there yet. But just Whole Foods, I know they provide like a lot of organic fruit, and it also lasts longer than like produce from like a Mexican meat market. Yeah.
Yeah. What do y'all eat, I guess? Yeah. And what do y'all stay away from?
Yeah, good. So meat wise, we get it from a farm in East Texas. Because Eric's family's from East Texas, so we travel a lot there. So all of our meat is like pasture raised. And so like that's where we get our beef, our pork, seafood and stuff. I get it from Whole Foods. So like the salmon, the tilapia, and the shrimp, I get it from Whole Foods. But all of the meat comes from the farm. Eggs, and then we're gonna try out raw milk, but haven't done that yet. For now, we're drinking oat milk. And then I try cooking the traditional Mexican dishes with like my healthy meat and no oil. We use that extra virgin olive oil if I really have to, and then that spray oil. Yeah.
See, the spray oil is bad.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
What do you mean? My what is it? Nutritionist?
Nutritionist?
Yes, she told me to use that. What do you mean?
It all depends. I forget the chemical. There's a certain aerosol chemical that's like those forever chemicals that you want to stay away from that are in a lot of those spray cans.
I mean, I smell it and I'm like, I don't know how this is healthy, but she told me.
Now, you got to be careful too with buying the extra virgin olive oil.
Why?
Well, There are some, like if you go to these big box stores
Mhm.
and you buy like their brand of olive oil and it's kind of like light colored,
Mm.
almost like a vegetable, but just a tad darker.
Yeah.
It's it's primarily cut with another oil, like canola, sunflower oil. It's not 100%. Now you get those like dark green glass bottles, or even I prefer the glass because the plastic is still leaching it,
Mhm.
and you want to try to stay away from plastics.
That's
But
right.
you get that dark green stuff,
Mhm.
completely different flavor.
Yeah.
And I stay away from oat milk too. I stay.
Tell me, educate me.
You have a lot of people that are like, I have a lactose intolerance,
Yeah.
or like when I drink dairy or eat certain cheeses. A lot of people don't know too that the harder cheeses, I want to say it's the harder cheeses. Someone can Google it, but in harder cheeses, there's less lactose. So like Parmesan cheese, but like it's Parmigiano Reggiano is the real Parmesan cheese that's
Huh.
like aged for 12 months, comes from Italy, all that. That's the authentic stuff. That's some good stuff.
Wow.
But goat milk and goat cheese is easier for us to digest.
Yeah.
I mean, the raw milk is good too.
Mm.
I haven't done too much in the raw milk, but yeah, the goat milk is easier for us to digest. Now, the milk that I drink is the organic coconut.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about oat milk. But we
There's
do.
only 4 ingredients. That's the one thing you want to look at too is process.
Yeah.
The process of how all that stuff's made.
Yeah.
Now, if you look on the back of that oat milk and you see a bunch of ingredients and you can't pronounce them, a lot of them, it might not be that good for you. And like almond milk, they said that almond milk demineralizes your bones over time. So it's
I
not
didn't know that.
even with the vitamin D, just the way that the almond milk's made, it demineralizes, starts to weaken over time.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm like, coconut milk, natural minerals, vitamins, electrolytes, all that stuff. I'm like, that's what I rock with.
Yeah, that's so good.
Now you offered me a bottle of water earlier.
Yeah.
Most bottled water contains fluoride.
Yeah, you told me that. Remember, we were on the phone. We're on the phone and you told me that. And I was like, I'm sure it was Zarka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I drink that reverse osmosis water.
Yeah.
And you can find that at like Sprouts or Whole Foods. I think they got it. It's 49 cents a gallon.
Wow.
And it's stripped of everything. And I just add my own minerals to it.
Yeah.
And you can get a remineralized one.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in myself.
Wow.
Y'all take any vitamins or supplements?
We don't. No, we don't.
Y'all should jump on that.
Yeah. Like in our, like, I guess we're not educated enough, and like not from our families, absolutely not. So it doesn't, like, it has to start somewhere. So like somebody like you introduce us to these things and we're like, oh, maybe we should look into that, and like now we're probably going to look into like reverse osmosis water and stuff. But before then I didn't know and I didn't look into it.
You can buy a home filter, but man, those things are thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I've heard. We're looking into it. Yeah.
But it's like, just get a water dispenser, in those 5-gallon jugs, go fill them up. It's what, $2.50 roughly? Yeah. For a 5-gallon thing. And I was breaking down the math with my dad last night because they buy cases of Ozarka. Yeah. And no shade to them. But they buy cases of that stuff. And I'm like, well, you're only getting in this case 4 gallons. Yeah. And you're paying $7. You can go get 5 for $2.50.
Trying to convince them. Yeah,
just fill up your cup. Yeah. I fill up my gallon jugs. I try to drink a gallon of water a day.
Yeah. I see you with I offered you a water bottle and you have now I got my water gun here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I put magnesium in there. This salt called Baja Gold salt comes from California. Yeah. Because the sodium content in the Baja Gold salt for a teaspoon is 450 milligrams. Oh. Where like you got pink Himalayan, it's like almost 3,000 milligrams. So it's a lot more sodium in pink Himalayan than it is in this. But it also has more minerals in pink Himalayan. Yeah. and it's like, that's what you want.
That's what salt's meant to be. Yeah.
And the magnesium is for magnesium is good for your heart, and it's good like if you have a lot of headaches or migraines. Most of the time, it's from a magnesium deficiency.
That's so good.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of headaches. I think that's why we're pretty healthy, because we don't get sick during the years and stuff. We're getting older.
you gotta look at the food that you're getting too, though.
Yeah.
You gotta get some good food.
Yeah.
And that has a lot of nutrients in that.
Yeah.
Y'all do vegetables too or no?
Yeah. So whenever we eat like our meals, it'll be like a good portion of like meat and then a good portion of veggies. We have veggies in every meal.
So y'all don't have a diet per se. Y'all just try to eat clean.
No diet. We eat sometimes. We eat breakfast and then we eat our lunch and we eat our heavy dinner, like every Hispanic. I know.
Eric's showing off a 6-pack.
Eric's very fat, but the man is just genetics. He does not work out.
Oh man, that's my pops.
Yeah, just genetics.
My pops can sit there and eat a half a cake, fucking 10 pounds of food, and don't even put on a pound.
Nope.
And I'm like,
wish I could do that, but no, I can't. But that's why we try eating healthy, because we'll gain weight very quick.
Same.
Yeah.
But I take 2 supplements because I got a heart disease, and
you told me
they prescribed me a black box warning label prescription medication, which anybody that knows about prescriptions, black box ain't good.
Yeah.
And it's a irregular heartbeat, and cacao, which you hear the saying like eating dark chocolate is good for your heart.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's from cacao. Yeah. And so I just take 100% pure cacao capsules every day, and that actually controls the arrhythmia of how your heart functions.
Wow. Where'd you learn that?
Man, I couldn't tell you. I learned that probably like 10 years ago. I actually bought cocoa nibs, which is like as raw and pure as you can get. And I was going to crush them up, make my own capsules, but I was like, I did not like the flavor of them. No. And I was like, and so I left it alone. And then my heart started acting up more and more. Had a second surgery. And then even after the surgery, still was acting up. So I was like, and they gave me that prescription. I took it twice. Didn't like the way it made me feel. So I jumped back on the cacao. And it helps your cholesterol too. It like lowers your bad, increases your good, as well as loosens up your artery walls. Wow. Instead of stiff, because they get stiffer over time. It helps keep them loose. Wow. And then I take lion's mane as well. Yeah. To help me, I guess, focus. But it's also good for your stomach and your gut. Yeah. I eat a lot of Greek yogurt too. Yeah. Greek yogurt, that's my stuff right there. Yeah. That's good.
For breakfast or just throughout the day snacks?
Whenever I want it, I mean that's what I eat. And then the pasture raised chickens, those eggs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where your yolk's orange.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
A lot of people think that they're getting more protein, but the protein content isn't there. It's the same. No. But what you are getting is a lot of vitamins and good fatty acids. No. That's what gives it that color, is those fatty acids. No. And that's what you want. You want the good ones, not the bad ones. There's good and bad.
Yeah, for sure.
It has the good ones in there. And that's what gives it that color.
Yeah. They taste different too. Well, I guess when you're moving on from like, I don't know, that grocery store chicken and eggs and stuff, it tastes different. But then like, I don't know, it starts to grow on you and you look for that flavor, and then you can't go back to regular grocery store chicken. You can't. Or eggs, yeah.
I don't ever eat eggs by themselves though.
What do you mean? How do you eat your eggs?
Chorizo.
Okay. How would you know? How would you know what the flavor is like different? You can't.
I don't know.
Not with chorizo.
But I use the beef chorizo. I try to stay away from pork as much as possible.
Yeah, of course.
But I'll eat wild pork.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're not getting fed the shit that they're getting fed at the slaughterhouses.
Yeah.
And
that's pasture raised out in the wild. Yeah. I've seen them. Have you seen them? They're black and ugly.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They're out in East Texas by where Eric's from.
I'll show you some pictures.
Oh no, I've seen them. Yeah, they're ugly, but
no, me and my pops, we help people process them. I mean, when we were going hunting, we would process them.
Well,
but people will field dress them, throw them on ice, bring them to us. Whether it's a deer, a pig, we'll sit there and process it for them.
Huh? I didn't know that. It's cool.
One year, this guy wanted chorizo sausage, and I made homemade chorizo seasoning. And get my little molcajete, and I was just grinding all the spices.
Wow. Was it good?
Yeah. He was like, I need more of that. And I'm like, I need some more meat,
Yeah.
But no, it was good. The only thing I have to work out is the fat content, because I got beef fat and I added it to it. And I mean, it came out good.
Yeah.
I just would like to use a different type of fat. And you should know, eating grass-fed beef, there's not a whole lot of fat.
No.
And so it's like, what's the alternative there? Because I didn't want to use lard.
No.
I was like, no, I'm not staying away from that.
Nope.
So eating clean, how'd you do around Christmas time with tamales?
Well, there was no healthy eating during Christmas, during New Year's. We just kind of took a little break. Oh, actually, no. You know what? For Christmas, it was here at the house. So we brought, what is it? Ribs. Yes, it was ribs from the farm. Yeah. And it was cheap. Yeah. I got them, I think I fed a family of like 25, 30 with like $150 worth of ribs. Yeah. I got a discount because it was so much. Yeah. And then I put them in the oven. I seasoned them, put them in the oven, and we ate clean. Yeah, we did. I was like, y'all are coming to my house. I was like, I'm sorry, there's no tamales. But for New Year's, we went all out. Yep. Had all that good food.
Yeah, I've noticed on trying to eat clean that sometimes there can be a lack of flavor.
No.
In food. In my opinion. I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm used to like the fatty steaks. Yeah. All the pork chorizo, just greasy, dripping.
It tastes different. It does. And yeah, I'm telling you, it's a hit from like when you're used to eating a certain way, and then you eat it, it tastes different. But
I buy these steaks. It's not really a steak, it's a roast. It's called a London roast.
Okay.
And it looks like Wagyu, where it has a bunch of marbling, like little fat. I'm like, oh, it's a good steak.
Yeah.
And I bought one at a place called, I think it was like something Market.
Could have been anywhere.
Oh, I forget the name.
Is it a Hispanic store or?
They're owned by HEB.
Oh, that's good. I narrows it down, but I still don't know. Yeah. I'll
look up the name later. But I bought it from there, and normal, just the slaughterhouse stuff. No. Cooked it, like it's thick, so you're able to cut it in half and make it into a steak.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I was like, man, this is good. And then I was at Sprouts, got the grass-fed one, cooked it up, and I'm like, man, it's kind of tough. But I mean, I do use butter, but I use the real butter. I use that Irish butter.
Yeah.
Because it's as pure as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm butter wise anyway.
No. You gotta work with what you have. I mean, anything is better than that, like that fake butter.
Yeah, I try to stay away from fast food too.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I studied culinary in high school.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot about what restaurants
are serving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, but you also learn a lot too about marketing. Like if you go and look at like, do y'all eat bread?
Yeah.
What type of bread?
I don't know.
Is it wheat bread?
Yes. Wheat? No, I don't think it is. I don't remember. It's a new brand.
So a lot of people don't know this. They can label that bread as wheat. They can put on there like honey wheat.
We tried getting the honey wheat, and then tell me about that. Yeah.
It's not real wheat. It's just enriched flour is all it is. And you can look on the ingredients and look at it. Yeah. So the federal government allows them to market it enriched flour as wheat. As long as they don't say whole grain or 100% wheat, they are not breaking any laws on that. And so a lot a lot of people don't know this, but there's a little gold stamp on the back of certified whole grain bread and wheat bread. Little gold stamp that the FDA gives them, certifying that this is true.
Wow.
And so when you look at those breads, you got to look for that stamp.
Wow.
And it's on waffles. It's on anything that will say like whole wheat or whole grain will have that stamp.
Yeah. Having this conversation makes me think that I need to step it up, because I'm thinking we're good, and now it's like there's another level. But it's good to know, good to learn.
I mean, shit, I'm still learning too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Y'all ever go to like chiropractors, acupuncturists, or anything?
I get my massages, but that's it. No.
Like, what about Eric?
No.
That's what I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to find somebody that does that on the side.
Yeah.
Because I get real bad allergies.
Yeah.
Acupuncture knocks that smooth out.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's natural remedies. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of like just your raw natural honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Hispanic culture, they have like a lot of home remedies that are natural things.
Yeah.
We talked about a couple, like the Jamaica tea.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that like y'all grew up with?
Well, they got that. They got remedies that we do, like honey. Like whenever you have like a cold or something, when your throat hurts, we call them like anquinas. Those knots that come up like sometimes, and and everything hurts, like your throat hurts and everything. I think y'all call it sore throat, but it's like painful. Yeah. I don't know what it's called. These utensils.
You got your
tonsils or something like that.
And your lymph nodes.
Yes, when all of that hurts, they rub like that green tomato cut in half. They toast it like on a pan, and then they put it here, and then it heals you. That's one of them.
Does it work?
It does. It does. I don't know how.
Well, I mean, to me, it doesn't sound far fetched, because
really?
I've heard of like the raw onions and garlic in your socks.
Oh yeah.
Drawing out sickness.
Yeah.
And like, I do, when the kids get sick like that, I do onions and honey.
Yeah.
For their sore throat and coughs.
Where do you put it? Do they drink it? What is it?
They take like a tablespoon of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Because the onion has a lot of antioxidants that ends up going into the honey, which also has antioxidants. A lot of people don't know this, but honey is like antifungal, antiseptic.
Mm-hmm.
And like it just has a lot of properties to it. The raw honey.
Yeah. Who has raw honey laying around?
Stores?
You do.
Stores? Yeah, I got a bunch.
I bet you do. No, we have raw honey too. Yeah.
So y'all do the toasted green tomatoes, almond notes. What else?
There was this one time I was really sick when I was pregnant, and then Eric did this remedy of like putting. This sounds extremely dangerous. Don't try this at home. But it was like alcohol in a like container, a Tupper or something,
mm-hmm.
and he like rubbed it on my feet, and then like, what was it? Like you put fire on my feet. Yes, fire on my feet, and healed me. Like it was like, I don't know, like a cold COVID. I don't know what it was. Like COVID flu symptoms. And then pregnancy cold. It was murdering me. And then did that. And I was like, why are you gonna like you're gonna catch me on fire? But it was fire on my feet.
Yeah.
And that worked. That healed me.
Yeah.
And nothing horrible happened. So we're here. Benjamin's there. Yeah.
Nothing else? No Vicks?
Vicks heals everything. Now, yeah, it heals everything. The Vicks on your feet when you're like starting up with the colds, and then you wake up with nothing. Or chest opens up everything. It's just miraculous. Vicks.
Mentholatum. I like it.
Yeah. Now,
do y'all use like any special soaps?
I don't know how to say it in English, but neutro. No odor. No odor.
No odor soaps?
No fragrance. I don't know. Neutral. Neutral. I don't know, but they don't smell like anything. They're just white.
That's what y'all use for like body wash
and
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got onto castor oil soap.
Oh yeah.
Because castor oil
I've heard.
is good for you, and they make so many different ones. You see, I got a lot of like skin sensitivity too.
Yeah.
And that's what got me started on that.
Yeah.
So like summertime, I would get the eucalyptus
Mhm.
or the menthol one, and it just makes me feel so much like your skin just opens up.
Yeah.
But I learned
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, and I do it like when mosquitoes are out.
Hmm.
I get the lavender to help
Okay.
keep them away.
Okay, that's a good one. Hey, but your lifestyle is starting to sound expensive. Tell us, is it expensive? It costs more to be healthier than it doesn't. So
Yeah, well, y'all sound more expensive with all that beef and everything.
no. Well, we get it in like I don't know. It's farm prices, so it's cheaper than you would actually think.
Well, I priced out. I think it was like a half cow or quarter cow.
Oh, yeah.
Not that long ago from a farm. I think it was like for a quarter. It was like 1,300, 1,400.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like
That's why I don't do that.
I'm gonna have to get with y'all after.
Eh.
But I don't know. I would say no because when I go to Sprouts, I look for the stuff that's marked down.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's going bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be cooking this or eating this within the next couple of days. And so that's what I do to try to, I guess,
Mhm.
bring my budget down. Is I don't anything that you buy frozen or ultra processed is gonna last in your fridge or freezer for a whole month.
Well,
So I buy what I'm gonna make and eat within a few days. And so I'm constantly going to the store. That's the only downfall. But the upside of that is that I lower my cost because I'm buying all the discounted stuff.
wow.
Now, when it comes to the castor oil soap is expensive,
Yeah.
but I learned that like you always hear that your pores, like your skin pores absorb everything.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't want to sit there and absorb like all this bullshit through my pores.
That's right.
When I'm taking a shower. So
Yeah.
to me, it's worth
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got so many people now that are like getting cancer years later from like sunscreens. And it's like, because it contains certain chemicals. All the way down to my deodorant. I won't say the brand, but has no dyes, no aluminum, and something else. So like it's free of those things.
Wow.
And it's like
That's a big one. No aluminum. Aluminum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all of them have them.
Yeah.
Really bad chemicals. Mm-hmm.
Now when you buy salmon, what type of salmon y'all buy?
I don't know.
Get the wild salmon.
Oh no, it is.
Yeah.
It is wild caught or something like that. Wild.
Yeah, wild caught.
Caught. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get the farm stuff.
No.
Because like a lot of people don't know the farm stuff.
Yeah.
And if you get the farm stuff and you get the wild caught and you compare them side by side, it's like the wild is almost like a red color.
No.
And it's like this is pink.
Like a baby pink. Yeah.
But it's dyed that color.
Oh.
Originally that comes out gray.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I didn't know that, but that's good to know.
I try to do as much research as I can, and like I kind of have to because certain supplements can, I guess, hurt me in a way with having a heart issue.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I caution anybody, like if you're gonna change things and you have health conditions, like really dive in deep before making decisions.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's people that don't have conditions and don't do research anyway.
And like, I have a cardiologist appointment coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have them run some blood work just to see what my numbers look like.
That's
after like being on all this stuff and doing everything, because, and I suggest anybody, do that.
How long have you been consistent?
Probably like 8 to 10 months.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The water transition was just in the past month.
Okay.
But taking the supplements and trying to limit what I eat. Yeah. That's been a good like 8 to 10 months.
Wow, that's so good. Yeah.
I think persistency is key. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at it from a business aspect, if you don't stay persistent and put in that work, it's not gonna pay off.
That's
And
right.
it's the same way. But I try to bring health into this because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not taking care of yourself, what's it all worth?
That's right.
Because
That's
how
right.
are you gonna be able to enjoy it later on?
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's one of our biggest luxuries. So I tell Eric, like, I mean, like me personally, I don't care about like Louis Vuitton, shoes, purses. Get me like a shopping spree at Whole Foods with this clean food and let us buy from like the farm, even if it's
Yeah.
like pricier. Like, that's our luxuries, and that's where we spend our money.
Y'all got a big backyard. Other than the dog, have y'all thought about raising your own chickens?
Yes, Garland. Well, Garland lets us raise chickens, but I think like only 3 at a time. They have a limit. But we're thinking about it. Yeah, because we like those eggs, and those eggs are getting expensive.
Yeah, my buddy that has the body shop, he has I think like 5 or 6, and he goes out there and collects his little eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's, to be honest, that's really good.
Yeah.
It's priceless, to be honest.
Well, it's been great. Thank you for letting me have you on.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us. This is great. I like this. Hustle and health. This is amazing. I haven't seen these two together, but you're right. With that one, what's the other one worth?
Yeah. And I mean, it sucks because you have a lot of people that talk about the health stuff, but they're millionaires, and they're like, oh, you have to do these cold plunges, you have to work out, 6 hours a day, you have to do the sauna for so many hours, you have to take hydrogen baths, and it's like, bro, ain't no one have that time where that money.
The money, the money. Yeah.
I'm just like, so the whole point of this is, maybe somebody that is wanting to start a certain career path, be their own boss, or learn how to be better at it. They can come as this, or trying to change something in their health. Like the last guy, my barber, he's on a carnivore diet.
Oh.
So all he's eating is like meat, eggs, and it's all grass-fed stuff. Like, just pure meat. And he's like, it's the best I ever felt. Wow. Now, I did try that at one point, but I felt sluggish. So I was like,
I think so too. That's why we didn't try it, because I don't know.
Yeah. But I think everybody's different. And that's why it's like, it's important to try the stuff out first. See if it works for you. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, try something else.
Yeah.
I tried the vegan stuff too.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It was actually all right. I mean, I didn't notice a change per se in like my overall, like, more energy, more this, more that. Now with the cleaner eating and the supplements and everything, yeah, for sure.
No, all put together. Yeah. That's been better. Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
But already.
And thank you so much for having us.